All right, so I'm going to show you how to make the castle top. The castle top is actually one of the easier ones to make. It just revolves around um, a few simple measurements and then a lot of lines and a lot of erasing. It just gets a little complex at the top here, and you'll see in a minute what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what we're making first. This is the castle top. This is what we are making. A lot of this is actually quite simple. All right, just a reminder that the original layout box is still going to exist in a lot of these lines, and all you really need to do is just a few measurements. All right, let's get to it. So from our layout box, and remember, you must always start with your layout box. Once you make your layout box, make sure it's, everything's taped down, everything's good. Okay. Once you start making the layout box, don't take the paper off of the table, the desk. All right. Make sure it stays taped down the entire time. Make sure you put your name on this and then castle top. Also, if instructed to do so, make sure you put down your grade, class. If it's a high school class, put down what it is. If it's DDP, if it's engineering, if it's a middle school class, make sure you write down either your class section, your class color, whatever I'm having you do that year. All right. So let's begin with the simple measurement of just measuring from this point of origin right here on up. Okay. So this is the point of origin, which is right here. We're going to measure on up, and all we're going to do is measure 1 inch. Okay. So measure that 1 inch. Looks pretty good. All right. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be somewhat near, about halfway through. Now watch what I'm going to do. This one's a little bit interesting. So base of my triangle always sits on my baseline. That never changes. Line it up with that line there. I'm just going to make kind of like a dash there. I'm going to make kind of a right here, like a dash, like right here, kind of like in the middle-ish, right? And again, how long you make them is kind of irrelevant, because if they're too big, you can erase it. If it's not big enough, you can just make it longer. All right. Now, a lot of people ask, what do we do from here? Really simple. We're going to measure in from each side. We're going to measure in 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So obviously this would be a full inch. This is going to be 3/4. So I'm measuring from this side on down, right? So I'm measuring from this side on down, which in this case is 3/4 of an inch. You can put the ruler like this if you'd like, if it helps you look at it a little bit better. Okay. So that's about 3/4 of an inch there. And then from this side, if we look over here, that's about 3/4 of an inch there. Okay. And you can see those little dots, this dot here, this dot there. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, so I can do this with the camera being in the way. 3/4 of an inch that way, right? And then if we look at this correctly, we got about, hang on, let me just line this up a little bit better. Okay, so that's dot, 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 okay? Really simple. Now watch. Here's what we do. These dots, right, base of my triangle is always on my baseline. Bring those back. This dot here, bring that one back. This dot here, bring it back. This dot here, bring it back. So now I've kind of created like this, looks kind of like a tic-tac-toe board, if you will, on the top. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to erase part of the lines that we don't need. This is one of them. And if you notice here, square, 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 I just created the tops. Okay, square, 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 square. Now, these other lines that we were working with, okay, base of my triangle is always on my baseline. These are just 90 degrees. I just bring those lines straight down. Base of my triangle is on my baseline. I'm going over to this side now. Bring these lines straight down. All right, erase that which I don't need. Okay, now let's look at the centers here that we're definitely not going to need. So this part of the channel we're not going to need. Okay. This part. This part. All right, so this is erased here. That's erased there. This one's kind of erased there. This one in the back here. The center is a little interesting because you're going to erase some lines and then kind of maybe put some back in. So like these ones right here, you're going to erase these two, right? And then these two on this one. This line you're actually going to leave right in the very center there because it creates this line right there. All right. And believe it or not, you're actually almost done. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we come over to this side, bring this down. This one right here, I'm just going to darken it up just a little bit because I want to make sure we can see it. This one right here, going to bring this one down. Right. So I made this one, this one, this one. Right. Those are all coming down. This one right here, we're going to bring this one down. This side right here, bring this one down. All right. And then right here where these came together, there, there. All right. So again, base of my triangle is always on my baseline. If you're having these angles look wrong, you didn't put the base of your triangle on your baseline. Okay. Very, very simple. All it is just a bunch of lines and then erasing them just like it is with the other ones. All right. Don't sweat it if you're having trouble with it. The whole point of this video is that you can rewind it if you need to. All right, but that is the castle top. Okay, so this is the original that's in your book. And at the time of recording, this was page 13. It might be different on yours, depending on the year and the order. But this is the castle top here, and there's the castle top right there.